Hollow Knight is an apt name for the protagonist of this platformer, considering our silent friend is a hollowed-out insectoid wanderer venturing into Hallownest, a ruined kingdom stricken by plague and ready for plunder. You'll be platforming through a vast labyrinth of subterranean realms, from the greenery of lost kingdoms to rain-soaked metropolises, fungal disease-ridden wastes, filthy sewers, and sacred catacombs. Locations that are varied and carry their own distinct charm. The hand-drawn environments are gorgeously detailed. Visuals are undeniably striking. Its hand-drawn high-definition animation is smooth, clean, and full of personality, with animations in particular being filled with life. That said, I wonder what it could have looked like if it had leaned more into pixelation. At times, the disease-plaguing Hallownest feels like it should look a lot grittier than it does here with HD visuals. In terms of gameplay, Hollow Knight is Metroidvania Souls-like hybrid, and you'll probably know whether it's for you right off the bat just by that description. Hollow Knight is also hard enough to make the average gamer rage quit during its more frustrating moments, although it rarely feels unfair. Combat and platforming form the bulk of activity, so you'll be traversing caverns while facing off with screeching balloon beasts, clumsy giants donning stolen armor, pointy hornets dueling mantises, and jellyfish-like sentinels, to name a few. These enemies bring their own charm to Hallownest, vividly brought to life with excellent animation and sound design. Combat feels tight and responsive, although airborne warfare has you contending with all manner of poking pests, so you'll have to adjust your approach depending on the terrain. Exploration is rewarded with new abilities, much like in classic Mega Man. The game thrives on the satisfaction of gaining new tools, such as dash, wall jump, or double jump, the usual suspects. These mechanics have been done to death before, not exactly groundbreaking new design here, but the environments are thankfully polished and detailed enough you can expect your backtracking to be fairly interesting, with a layered sense of progression baked into the game design. Speaking of which, the true star of the show is the setting, Hallownest itself, a meticulously crafted ruin of a kingdom withered by time but far from forgotten. One of the subtler joys of exploring this world is noticing the remnants of ancient infrastructure. Evidence of a kingdom once vibrant and industrious before it collapsed to ruin. Across its caverns, you'll find tramways and tunnels, stag stations, or stagways as they're called, wooden scaffolding, rickety elevators, canals, and irrigation systems, even. The economy lingers in twisted form. The geo you collect can be deposited at a rather dubious bank. And in one of the game's most charming touches, a humble stag wistfully confesses envy of the tram system. Really makes it feel like an authentic lived-in space. These infrastructural details give Hallownest a lived-in authenticity. It honestly feels like a real civilization, still trying to prosper. To explore this civilization in any real depth, though, you will need to familiarize yourself with the art of cartography. Mapping Hallownest and traversing it go hand in hand. Purchasing maps from Cornifer, then painstakingly filling them in with pins and notes, turns exploration into an active, thoughtful process, encouraging players to truly know the depths they tread, rather than simply rushing through. A subtle design choice, but one that gives the gamer much respect. The audio is equally communicative, carrying as much character as the visuals. Dialogue isn't delivered in plain words, but through a kind of musical Sims-like language. Nonsense, Nordic-sounding syllables infused with tone and rhythm that tell you everything you need to know. A sigh of exasperation from the cartographer's wife conveys her wary tolerance of Cornifer's wanderlust better than any script could.
Bapanada.
While the fervent babble of a mutant shrub radiates unhinged zealotry without translation.
Go on! Go on! Yeah, go on! Yeah.
Now, Hollow Knight admittedly treads familiar ground. It is a Metroidvania after all. Where the game truly shines is in its polish, consistency, and charm. Even if it doesn't break entirely new ground, it doesn't really have to, because the polish and sheen is so immaculate. The lore is rich and full of intrigue. The sign maintenance repair bug you have the option of murdering has a house you can loot. Snail shamans and legends of great knights are there to be pieced together, embedded in the lore. Even the bulbous banker chick has her own side hustle going on. Some games are less about originality and more about making you feel something unforgettable. And chances are you will not be forgetting your visit to Hallownest anytime soon.